This is the Road to Leadership Success, a new special series with bite-sized tips and ideas brought to you by Women's Leadership Success and your coach and mentor, Sabrina Braham. This is a new special podcast series with each bite-sized episode focusing on one critical leadership development area based on my 30 years of executive coaching, research, psychological expertise, and over 15 years of podcast interviews with thought leaders and my commitment to lifelong learning. I am dedicated to helping current and future leaders like you overcome blocks and learn the proven strategies that have helped tens of thousands of people like you advance their careers, leadership, and life success. Each episode will be about 10 to 15 minutes long and twice a month. This will be in addition to our regular in-depth interviews with top thought leaders and authors. The ideas I will share, every leader can use, no matter if you're a junior manager of a small company or the CEO of a Fortune 50 global operation.
Welcome to Women's Leadership Podcast, showing you how to influence people, improve your performance, and advance your career. Brought to you by women's leadership and career expert Sabrina Braham and womensleadershipsuccess.com. Here's your chance to meet women trendsetters leading the way to success, accomplishment, and balance in business and life. No matter if you're a manager, CEO, or entrepreneur, join Sabrina for coaching and no-nonsense advice to improve your career and bottom line.
Welcome to the Road to Leadership Success for people who want to learn quicker and accomplish more. I'm Sabrina Braham, your coach. In this episode, you will learn 3 tips to develop and advance your confidence. Do you lack confidence? Do you have imposter syndrome? Are you plagued with self-doubt or self-criticism? Is it difficult for you to connect with your previous successes? Have traumatic events blocked your confidence? Do you believe that you should be perfect? Well, if you have any of these beliefs, you may have noticed that they block you from being your best when it counts the most, motivating or persuading others, from having personal power, from emitting a more positive attitude. It keeps you from feeling valued, getting promoted, and being more fearless. But what exactly is self-confidence? It's the belief in your ability to organize and execute courses of action. Self-confidence is not something you were born with or was anyone else. It's something that you have to build over time. I'm going to give you 3 actions you can do right away to build your confidence and create actions with impact. But first, I want to tell you about Melinda. Last year, I got a call from her. She was a director at a Fortune 500 company. Although she was well-liked by her team and management, she was racked with lack of confidence and self-doubt. She felt like she was not achieving her potential, not just at work, but even in her personal life. She said she was having trouble sleeping. She wasn't getting all her work done. She was not even able to be a good wife and mother, and she didn't give enough attention to her friends and family. She felt she was not good enough. She was not organized, and definitely she was not enjoying her life. She hired me to coach her. As I listened to her, I realized that the main problem she had was one that I hear a lot from women. The main reason you are not self-confident and happy is you have a voice in your head that is criticizing you all the time. This voice is never going away, but the good news is you can learn to develop the coach in you that encourages you and turns a deaf ear on the critic. She started to laugh. It's funny you're saying this. I notice every once in a while the voice is like my mother, who used to criticize me all the time. I've tried arguing with it, but nothing works. Well, I showed her a strategy that works, and it will help you too. The first step is to be aware that the critic does not have your best interest at heart. It is blocking you from enjoying your life and reaching your personal potential. The more you ignore the critic, the higher your self-confidence will be. Here are some tips that will help you to be your own coach instead of the critic. First, learn to use a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is taking every failure as personal and terminal, that it means something is wrong with you, that you're a loser and a failure. A growth mindset is you can grow and adapt. You can learn from your failures and mistakes. You can keep improving. If you're not doing it the way you want, it's not a failure. It's a not yet. It's something that you can learn how to do. Second, change the story you're telling yourself to you with confidence. Quiet the critical voice in your head. Don't let your critic decide your choices. Visualize yourself with confidence. How does this change what you're doing? How do you do it? And who do you do it with? Third, practice emotional control. Practice improving your mood. Yes, you can learn how to get into a good mood. Find ways to do this. You have the power to master your emotions. You can do this. Learning to have a growth mindset and an inner coach that encourages you and supports you is a muscle you can develop. The Japanese call it kaizen, minor improvements and tiny, consistent steps. A 1% improvement every day for a whole year makes you 37 times better in 1 year. Yard by yard, life is hard. Inch by inch, life's a cinch. Practice feeling and acting more confident now. I want to call out a longtime listener, Tanya Fisher, who uses a growth mindset and is a very successful leader. In the following episodes, I'm going to be teaching you 5 secrets to building your brand, the building blocks of trust, and how to piggyback for greater influence. Thanks for listening today. We hope this encourages you and helps you to be a better leader. Let me know what you think. Do you like this new additional format? Here's how you can let me know and connect with me. Please comment on the show notes on women's leadership success, or connect with me on LinkedIn and send me a private message. And could you do me a favor? Please share our podcast with friends and associates who would benefit from these targeted topics. Also, please subscribe and let me and your peers know the action you took on this topic via your comments and accolades in your favorite podcast platform.
Thank you for joining your host, Sabrina Braham, on another Women's Leadership Podcast. If you have questions or comments, you can email her at sabrina@sabrinabraham.com. Since 1989, Sabrina and her team have helped hundreds of women managers, business leaders, and entrepreneurs with valuable trainings, articles, books, and executive coaching. For additional tips, interviews, and free access to Great Leaders Today mini course, visit www.womensleadershipsuccess.com.